All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of This Week in Base Hit because it's opening day yesterday or 3 days ago, depending on when you're watching this. And I'm joined as always by my co-host Clone. Happy opening day. How was your week?
It was good. It was exciting. It's the second opening day. We can't forget last week, but
In Tokyo?
last week in Tokyo, but it was good. I watched all day.
Yep.
Uh
You even watched the Brewers game, which I appreciated.
yeah. Want to get a feel for them. I like those uniforms. I like that you decided to thank me by wearing the goddamn Astros hat that we've
So
been debating the Astros.
what
Anyway.
now I wore the Astros hat for two reasons,
Okay.
but neither are what you think they are.
Okay.
uh, because because I do want to do a whole show to talk about cheating and talk about the Astros.
Okay.
But we're not going to talk about it today because I want to talk about the Astros for a different reason, two different reasons. Um, uh, but but I mean, I really lit a fire under people last week. I When I said that their cheating didn't affect the outcome, or I said it wasn't a big deal. I think I got my first death threat, or actually, it
What?
wasn't a death threat as much as somebody said, "Respectfully, I disagree with you."
Did they
But
really say something?
yeah, somebody said they disagree with me. Yeah. I also got a lot of support, most of it from Mexican cartels, but but a lot of support. Anyways, so I do want to talk about cheating in general some other time. No, but there's two reasons I'm wearing the Astros hat. The first one is because yesterday, Citizen Clone told me that he hates teams with orange in their uniforms. And I was thinking, I think the Astros do a beautiful job with orange. And I just wanted to put you on your back foot, defend yourself. Why do you hate the color orange?
Uh, it's not the orange. I just think
How it's
at some
used?
point, at some point, I figured out. I was like, oh my God, I don't like this team. They're orange. Oh, I don't like this team. They're orange. I mean, you just go down the list of
Cleveland
Clemson and
Browns, they're
Auburn and
annoying.
Tennessee and yeah.
Tennessee,
Uh,
they're annoying.
I think
Uh,
the
Clemson,
Orioles,
those
I think
uniforms
is
are the worst.
yeah. Uh, Texas, uh,
No, Texas is great. The burnt orange is awesome.
nah, nah.
Uh,
Oklahoma State, would they be considered orange? Who else is? I'm not trying to think about the list. I went
what
through. I
about the
went through a bunch of
Bengals? They basically have Zubaz uniforms. They're
I
great.
like the with the teams that have underdone the orange now. Yeah, yeah. If
Yeah,
when the orange is just the complement,
yeah.
it's better. The Bengals that used to be totally orange, I don't like, but I like the black with a little bit of orange. And the Orioles, I think, are the least offensive of the orange. But
You're offended by orange. I always thought the Browns were the most offensive because they're literally called the Browns, and then they highlight the orange more than brown. It's never made any sense to me.
uh,
Okay, so
guys,
that's
in
one.
the comments, send us your favorite orange team. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And we were talking about it because we like the way that the Brewers have accentuated the yellow in their uniforms as opposed to the old gray and gold. It wasn't even gold, it was like wheat colored. Anyways, um,
Look
so
sharp.
orange. Orange is bad, except on the Astros. The other reason is because I want to throw out a amazing corollary. Did you see that nobody probably picked up on that I just want to talk through? My opening day low light has has created a once in a lifetime thing. Okay, so the Brewers played the Yankees, and in the bottom of the ninth, they loaded the bases with no outs, scored one run, ended up Devin Williams ended up getting out of the jam, and the Yankees won. Now switch to the Astros playing the other New York team, the New York Mets. The Mets were down, loaded the bases in the bottom of the ninth. Hader ended up getting out of the jam. Now, think about this. That happened to two teams on the same day. They both scored one run in the ninth after loading the bases. And guess who got out of the jam and got the save? The Brewers' two former closers, Josh Hader, Devin Williams. Shocking, shocking. And and so they
I
both
heard.
had the exact same thing happen. I was happy to see the Mets lose. Oh, and
Okay, photo.
my hot take last week was neither New York team is going to make the playoffs, which I stand by and I have even more conviction in. The Mets lost, Yankees won. There you go. I'll leave it at that. Is that the most amazing thing you've ever heard?
It's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not cool if you're a Brewer who wishes that they hadn't gotten rid of those guys, but
yeah.
it's
Could have
nice.
had them back to back. Okay, the other thing, last thing, and then I'll let you get into your stuff. We got to talk about Tyler O'Neill, right?
Yeah. 6 in a row? How can that be?
It's crazy.
Six,
Six
six
home
opening days.
runs on opening day with three different teams, and he did it again yesterday. So six in a row. Nobody's even close. I think the closest was four
Yeah, I don't
or
know. Is that
three.
the fluke or is there some?
I don't know, but that home run was like opposite field home run. It looked like he was going for it, so it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. But because I mean, it's Tyler O'Neill. He's good, but he's not like Aaron Judge. So like
There
he
was
had,
somebody else. There's somebody else that has six, but not in a row that yesterday that tied him with maybe just six opening day home
home
runs
runs.
ever.
Mm.
I can't. It might have been a who I can't remember on the Yankees who.
There's two people that hit home runs. The catcher, and I'm forgetting his name, hit the first ever opening day
Oh
leadoff
yeah,
home run for
how
the
in the hell
Yankees.
can that be?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy, right?
yeah. uh,
I mean, they've
Horrible
had
on
a
the
lot of
plate.
good leadoff hitters that aren't power hitters. That's why. Um,
Uh, yeah,
and
that was
who hit the
crazy.
second home run? Oh no, that was Anthony Volpe. So he's only been in the league a couple of years. So
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
wasn't
But
him.
we did. You said get into my stuff, but I did pull. I mean, I have my predictions, but whatever. I got. I sent out a form for people to fill out, so we've got some stuff from folks we can get into.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
you ready? You ready to look at the predictions and give our own, I guess?
I don't have my predictions ready. I'm under
Do it.
prepared here, but I
Do it.
do know them in my head, so I can talk through it all.
Let's do the
Um,
most obvious one.
yep. Who's going to win it all?
World Series winner.
Yep. I already know who that is. We all know who that is. It's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers.
No.
They have they have zero chance of not winning the World Series.
There's no. I'm shocked at how many people did pick them. I'm looking at. So we got one. Looks like about half the people picked them. I am not one of them. I mean, I think that they're going to make the playoffs, but whole new season in the playoffs
They have an
and anything
eight-man
can happen.
rotation full
Anything can
of
happen.
superstars. They have the best lineup created since maybe the Yankees 90s team.
I took the I took the Braves, and that's the second most picked team to win
So
it.
exactly there, that's why I don't think the Mets, despite getting Juan Soto, will not make the world or the playoffs because they're in a division where the Phillies are objectionably better than them, in my opinion, I guess. And the Braves are getting some players back. If they can stay healthy, they will beat the Mets. And so they're already third in their division, fighting for a wild card. And when you have the National League West with the four teams, everybody but the Rockies are good and could be like clear wild card second place teams.
I
I just
mean,
don't think it's going to happen.
it's gonna be
Mets aren't going
loaded.
to make it.
Uh, Braves do look loaded to me. And you were talking about Acuna. Is he supposed to be healthy this time around or not?
I'm going to knock on some wood here.
Okay.
He's supposed to get healthy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And when he's healthy, he's better than almost anybody at the plate.
Let me give you the other teams that got a nod from people.
Yep, for World Series winner.
Diamondbacks, which would be painful, but they got Burns, right?
They
Um,
got Burns. They got yeah. Um, they also got what's his name? I always bring him up. A guy from Cleveland is now their first baseman because they let Christian Walker go. Uh, Naylor, Josh Naylor.
um, Mets, that that's
Oh, and
Witt
they got
Jr.
Ketel Marte, who might win MVP this year. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine. Fine. Well, yeah, I'm going through Mets. The Mets got one nod in here.
That's from CBT.
No, it's Witt Jr. from your boy Witt Jr.
Oh, with Junior things?
The the
Okay,
the
maybe.
the winner of the money for the he's on a streak, so who
Yep.
knows?
I mean, it could happen. Uh, yeah, it could happen.
I mean,
Is
there's
that
some,
it? Those were the only other teams?
Oh, we also got one for the Brewers.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Omni. You can go and thank him.
My man, Omni.
Um,
Shout out. Smartest player in base hit. I've always said that about Omni.
the Twins.
They'll win
I mean,
the. I think they're going to win the division. I think they're going
yeah.
to beat the Guardians out to win the division. They have a good team.
Anybody else in there that
No, because I mean the Tigers I
no,
think are going to underperform even though they signed a couple people, but they
yeah.
still have
Tigers
Terrence
looked good yesterday. I don't know. And Scooble,
Screwball.
you
Yeah,
pronounce it.
Scooble.
Screwball, who does not throw a screwball. He looked awesome.
Yeah, no, he is awesome. He is awesome.
Orioles also got one. Orange team. Eh.
Yeah,
And Philly.
and
So that's
Philly.
everybody.
Yeah,
And the
I
Phillies,
I
yeah.
think it might be. So I would I'm. Oh God, you know what? I say I'm going to stick with the Dodgers, but Philly could do it. If they're going to do it, they got to do it this year because Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, all those guys are 33, 34 years old. So, like, this is when it needs to all come together. Otherwise, they're going to have to start scrambling.
What's their pitching staff? Remind me their pitching staff.
Well, I mean, they got four guys. They got Nola. They
Yeah,
uh,
sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot
no,
there.
that's okay. I
I know
know
they're
them
going to be
all.
good. I know that division is going to be. That was another question. We should skip to it, but
So no, let me just talk through these guys real quick because I really think uh um oh Zach Wheeler, that was the name that was on the tip of my tongue. They got Luzardo. Um yeah, I mean they're good all the way around. Good defensively. They have JT Realmuto behind the plate.
that
Schwarber's still
division,
there, but they're all like 33, 34-year-old guys.
that division's nasty. I asked the question on here,
Yeah.
and you didn't have, but I asked what division is going to put the most teams into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So are you saying that, or well, you're saying that's a tough division,
Well,
yeah?
I think it's going to be the National League West.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Not the East?
I think the East is going to get two teams in though.
Who you got for the West?
Well, Dodgers are going to finish first. I this might be unpopular opinion, but I actually think the Giants are going to finish second. A lot of people say it's going to be the Padres or Diamondbacks, but I think it might just be my Willie Adamas love, but they have a good team.
Yeah, no, they're solid. The fact that you have the Diamondbacks fourth makes it sound like a brutal
No, I have them
season.
third. Padres are
Oh,
going
you
to
do
finish
have.
fourth. I think
Oh,
they're just like they have the talent to
yeah, but they've
compete with
got.
the Dodgers, but they're in such disarray. And when it's like the New York Jets, like it doesn't matter how much talent you have, if the front office is in complete disarray, the whole team starts falling apart.
Yeah, could be. They were right on.
They
They
could have
had the
been,
Dodgers on the ropes.
yeah.
They had the Dodgers on the ropes yesterday, and until they tagged out to Macho Man, and he came in and saved the day. But so we'll see.
Are
But
people
yeah,
going to understand what you're talking about?
no, no.
Macho Man?
I'm looking at the picks. I think NL East had the most picks in NL West. Does the NL like? There's a chunk of people. Well, AL Central. Who are people picking from the AL Central?
They're
Yes.
well, they're thinking that the Twins and the Guardians are going to both get in, and then a lot of people like the Royals.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, a lot of people like the Royals.
Um, and we only
I
have
mean,
one.
you got.
Nobody picked the NL. Nobody picked your NL Central.
Well,
Be-
that's not going to. I mean, the Brewers won that division by 10 games last year. They're
yeah.
only going to deliver one team, so it's whoever wants to get to the playoffs is going to need to win the division.
What's happening there? You got
Well,
sleeping giants going on in
so
it.
I mean, the Cardinals are my prediction to finish last. They're just in total disarray right now. Sorry, Hardy. Um, the Pirates will
He would
finish
say the same thing.
just above them, which is a shame because they have two absolute stud pitchers. Except what's his name? JJ. He got a UCL strain, so he might be out for a little while. Um,
I gotta find out where you're getting all your info because I've been trying to keep up, but you got so much more in your head.
And then,
Uh,
the Reds, Ellie De La Cruz has a chance to be MVP this year. He actually is my pick to be MVP this year. So I know I'm jumping ahead on your list, but Ellie De La Cruz will be MVP this year. And then you have the Cubs, who got Kyle Tucker. They filled some holes. They essentially dumped Cody Bellinger for salary and that's true now because who they traded for him to the Yankees, they've cut both those guys. So they
really?
literally got nothing for him, which tells you
Reds.
something. And then,
Told you I've been into the baseball cards. The Reds are the cards that I've gotten the most because they've got so many young guys coming up.
they have a lot of young guys. Yep. But the Cubs are still going to be good. Brewers are going to win that division, though. I'm pretty sure of it. They just have they're talented everywhere. They've won the team Gold Glove award 2 years in a row. They have Gold Glove second baseman, Gold Glove right fielder. They're the fastest team. They'll be the fastest team in the league this year. They do all the things right that
They did look really fast yesterday.
yeah, they do all the things right that you have to do when you're a small market team and you can't get the one problem is they just don't have enough slugging and they have a huge gap at third base. They're essentially using two minor league guys at third base.
Let's talk about the award winners a little bit, and then
Okay,
I want to go to something else. But
let's do NL MVP first
got
since I
anybody
already
that
tipped it.
sticks out to you? So MVP, Cy Young's Rookie of the Year.
So yeah,
Uh,
so I'm predicting NL MVP is going to be Ellie De La Cruz. AL MVP is going to be Bobby Witt Jr.
I had Bobby Witt too. You don't like Otani for
MVP. No, I
yeah.
do like him, but it's just Ellie De La Cruz has a chance to be like a 50-80 guy this year if he stays healthy. Like he's gonna do what like Acuna did 2 seasons ago, and
That's what.
it just can't be. And then Ellie De La Cruz plays defense, albeit pretty erratically at times. But Otani, if the numbers are anywhere close, you got to pick the guy that plays defense too, unless he really comes back pitching, which what is the news on that? Because I keep seeing the Dodgers set no timetable, and then Dave Roberts is like, we're gonna get him into the pen, and then they ask him when, and they're like, what what's happening?
There, I think that they are smartly not going to push. They got all that depth so that they didn't have to push it.
Yep.
They don't want to mess up the bat. I don't think that they rely on him pitching. I think it's just a cherry on top, and they totally just want to take their time on it. And I think probably the feeling is that regular season they don't need him anyway. So really just the back half of the season is when they would like to have him to be able to for that playoff the new playoff season. But we'll see.
Don't you think he has a problem? He's going to have a problem with that?
I I used to think it, but I don't know. When I was reading about it, I mean, he was saying this time, and I was surprised. He was saying that this time around is really his last chance to pitch, um, which I was surprised. But he's talking about the two surgeries, and I think he knows that. dividing his attentions on both of those is really hard, and they don't need him to pitch. If they start needing him later, it's different. But there is the yeah, having him for the playoffs would be great because he gives you an extra roster spot that you don't need to take up. I mean, it is crazy to me
Yeah.
that he ran away with MVP and he's just a DH, but whatever. That's when I went digging to see if he could play the field, and everything I read said, why in the hell would you play him in the field? Like the you stick him in a corner when you could have all these other guys that do it. Why don't you just let him do what he's doing?
Yeah. All
We'll
right.
see. I do wonder about De La Cruz because it seems like some guys just decide this is going to be their stolen base season, right? Like Otani seemed like he decided last year.
Yeah.
And I wonder, I was thinking maybe he would decide that he's going to go for, because that was what it seemed like Henderson and Vince Coleman back in the day just decided like, that's all I'm doing this year. I'm going to just be stealing the whole time.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm curious about that.
I mean, he
Um,
has too much power though. Like he's an everything guy. They gotta find a different place for him than shortstop though. Like that guy bobbles the ball like a juggler sometimes. Yeah.
I need to watch them more.
He's just too
Uh,
big. He's just too big. It's like O'Neal Cruz, no relation. He's just too big to play shortstop.
Witt Jr. went all Mets, so you had Soto on there. We got a ton of Otanis. Uh, Albies? Who's that?
Ozzy Albies with the Braves. He could
MVP?
take a jump. I don't. It'd be a jump to get to MVP level, but he could do it.
Jackson Merrill, Garrett Mitchell. Those are all the names.
Garrett
Uh,
Mitchell?
Somebody picked him, yeah.
Was that Omni too?
Yeah.
Do you know
Yes,
who
it was.
Garrett Mitchell is? He's a center fielder
Uh,
for the Brewers. He hasn't played a full season before.
really.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God, Omni. That
no,
now you're going out on a ledge. If
getting
you get
excited.
that right, I will be having the greatest year in Brewers history. Why not pick Churio though? Come on. Come on,
I was just
Omni.
trying to get
Garrett
you excited.
Mitchell.
All
Woo.
right, see, let's see. Let's fly through some of these.
As I've
Uh,
always said, Omni is the smartest member of the BaseHit community.
Give me two names for NL Cy Young. I'm gonna
Okay,
make you feel
actually, so the person I think is probably going to win is Yamamoto. I think he has a
really.
very good chance of winning. Uh,
Okay.
like he needed to settle in, but like all of his like fundamentals, like he should be the best pitcher in the league. The guy that I think might though is on a team that I said was going to finish in last place. I love Sonny Gray on the Cardinals. I think Sonny Gray is such a great pure pitcher. And so, like, I'm going to put my money on Yamamoto, but I would love to see Sonny Gray have the season that he deserves.
You gonna get enough wins? Do they still pay attention to wins?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem. But the team defense is not bad behind him. It's just
Uh,
they don't have the bats.
Giving up on Burns now? Is he dead to you?
No, 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 no. I mean, God, he could. I mean, he's won it before, certainly, but that's not my pick.
Burns and Skeens are the two names that came up the most. And Rookie of the Year, you got anybody?
I
Really, the question is it going to be Sasaki or not?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
Uh,
Sasaki.
hmm. Actually, I haven't given much thought to Rookie of the Year. I might have to pass on that one.
Keep moving. You got any AL? We're not giving the AL much attention.
Oh yeah. So
You said
AL,
Witt.
I have this isn't my pick, but I think a dark horse is Cole Reagans on the Royals. He pitched yesterday. Um, I don't think he gets a lot of attention, but if he can stay healthy all year, like his stuff is filthy. Um,
That's who
he's
Luke picked.
pick Cole Reagans?
Yep.
I'm surprised somebody even picked him. I think a lot of people probably pick Framber Valdez.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, so I think that's a pretty good pick.
People, a lot
And
of
then
people pick
again,
Scooble to
another
repeat.
guy. What?
A lot of people pick Scooble to repeat. Or
Oh,
how do you
I
pronounce
don't
it?
think that's gonna happen. Uh, I do think there is a guy on another last place team though that if he was on a better team could be the guy on the White Sox, Sean Burke. I think Sean Burke is going to be a name that nobody knows, and then by the end of the year, everybody knows.
Um,
Um,
you have Bobby Witt. You feeling strong on your Bobby Witt MVP?
yeah, yeah.
All right,
Bobby Witt's just he's awesome. He's awesome.
the ones that I was interested in. I mean, I don't have picks on these, so but the stats I was thinking about. So one I asked about is what's the highest win total going to be from a team? What do you think?
Oh well, that's going to be the Dodgers, and they're going to hit 108
How much?
wins.
108.
What are people saying?
I was trying to remember. I mean, when the Mariners did it, were they trying for it? Like, that's what I've been trying to think of. Like, how much does it matter if you're going for it or not?
Oh, I don't know. What
Um,
did the Mariners hit?
117, 16. What was
Yeah,
something
yeah,
stupid? Uh, Mariners win record. How much? Yeah, it was something stupid. And then they didn't win the
yeah, and
116.
yeah, hundred.
So I wondered if like, I mean, I definitely think that the Dodgers are tuned in on the
Mariners won
need to focus on the postseason. What?
116 in 2001.
Yeah, which is insane. So
But
if it was
the
108,
Dodgers won 111 back in 22.
yeah, that seems crazy. But
Honestly, they could win that much. I'm saying 108 though, just because their division is very good.
yeah, I mean, I would say I'll take 102. I do think I think they'll have a good regular season. I'll at least give you that, but we'll see. There was watching that game yesterday. They were interviewing God, who'd they interview? Interviewed two different guys. They interviewed Teoscar and
Love that guy.
maybe Muncy, but both of them the guy said like how good are you guys? How good can you guys be this season? And they both like in different interviews got the smirk where they were like, we're gonna be
We're
pretty
all
good.
right.
Yeah, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed that there was no cockiness. They were just
But
we're gonna be
it's
pretty good.
just the truth. Yeah, yeah.
So we'll
They've
see.
put
We'll
together
see.
maybe the best team we've ever seen potentially
We'll see.
on paper. On paper.
Snell looks
But they have a lot of
shaky yesterday.
contingencies too. I think that's why everybody's so optimistic. They do have a legit 8-man rotation if everybody was healthy.
Well, that's the and that does seem
And
smart
six
because
of them are
pitchers
all-stars.
pitchers get hurt all the time. I mean, that's the that seems wise. Snell looked shaky to me yesterday. I'm just gonna say that.
You said Clone texted me to say Blake Snell looks shaky after giving no runs through the fifth
No.
inning or something like that. I was like, what are you talking
Did you
about?
see that they let the leadoff guy on 6 out of 9 innings? Uh, it was garbage. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Uh, highest amount of
Unbelievable. It's just never good enough for you.
True. High. That's good. That's good. Highest amount of innings that a pitcher's gonna pitch this season.
I'm not sure I can hazard a guess on that.
Um,
I probably need to look into that some more because I'd be pulling a number out of my ass, to be honest.
last season, I think that the highest was. I don't even think they got to 210.
Yeah, I would have guessed it was around 200, which is
Uh,
crazy because it used to be 300 was like
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
270s. I think yeah, 250 has been so far away. Yeah, unless the team needs it. I mean, I there's barely going to be anybody that gets to 200 because everybody's figured out. Like,
Yeah.
it's not only the injuries and the
It's the third time
trying.
through the lineup.
Yeah, it's the third time through the lineup. That's the biggest one that they figured out, right?
I mean, there's like a quarter run to ERA impact.
Mhm. Um, that was what in the opening day when the Cubs guy had the no hitter through 4 innings and they yanked him and nobody complained about it.
Blinked. Yeah.
Uh, and then I also asked about the highest stolen base number for the season. What do you think on that one?
It's I'm sticking with Ellie De La Cruz.
I think he had what he had like did he have 7? He had
70.
67 or
Yeah.
69, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like that one might get crazy.
yeah. I mean, Acuna got 80 a couple years ago. I'm gonna say 80. I'm being super optimistic with him this year. Like, I just think he's just generationally historic. Um,
Is there anything else? Anything else statistically? The interesting part to me is just from our game. I mean, we know that we have some different stats than our model is different than the modern game, but I'm just curious about the different stats nowadays versus even when I was paying attention 20 years ago or whatever.
yep.
30.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, when you were
highest
paying
win
it,
total. No, is anybody gonna get to 20?
no, 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 there won't be a 20 game winner. Yeah, like 15 game winners are the new 22 game winners, you know? It's rough.
Any
Um,
other
I
predictions?
I was just gonna say, like, if you weren't, that gap when you were paying attention is baseball has put an emphasis not only on shortening the game, but adding offense. And like I'm telling you, they're bringing the juice ball to the league this year because they need to. And we're going to see an uptick in offense because offense has been ticking down for a long time now. I think we're going to see a boom in offense this year. That's my prediction.
Home run records. What?
I
So what
don't
do you
know if we're
think?
going to see any records, but we're going to see a lot more booming. Yeah.
I know you believe in the juice ball.
Well, it's true.
Sent me that video, yeah. But that the whole point of that was that they use it at special occasions.
Yeah. They're just testing. I mean, it's not a coincidence that MLB, just an association of owners, bought Rawlings, the ball manufacturer. Of
Yeah,
all the things they could have bought, they bought Rawlings, the ball manufacturer, so that they
yeah,
could control the narrative. Uh, they're juicing that thing this year. We're going to Boomtown, baby.
yeah. It'll be interesting.
But that said, MLB doesn't actually like the three outcomes, where it's strikeout, walk, or home run. They like balls in play.
Yeah, I mean that's it's more fun. I
Yeah,
mean,
you want to see players moving.
you're
But of
watching
the
the
three
highlights.
outcomes, the home run is the best one, obviously.
When you're watching the highlights, though, there's only so many home runs you can watch. Of yay! I mean, it's
Yeah,
all the plays.
you want to see line drives bouncing off the
I will say, talk about the modern game. What an abomination it was yesterday. In both of those games that they did in-game interviews with guys that were playing in the field. I hated that. They did it with Oscar, and
and Reese Hoskins.
he was playing the game, and they interviewed him the entire inning.
Yep.
And I do not think that it is a good advertisement for the sport that you could play it and also conduct a 10-minute interview at the same time.
When you said that to me, it was like, oh yeah, that is so true. Like they just had Reese Hoskins on. They were asking him questions, and he would answer, and then all of a sudden go, like, get ready, and then all of a sudden you'd just be talking again,
I couldn't
talking for like
believe
a minute. And
Oscar caught a ball in there, and then you would see him. They would ask him a question, and then he would pull out the notes card for who was up. And yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe that they did that. But is that only an opening day thing? I hope that's
yeah,
only
yeah. I saw it in the playoffs last year.
during the
Or no,
game.
no, All-Star game. Sorry, All-Star
Okay,
game, not
okay,
the
that's
playoffs.
different. That's
Yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah. I've never seen it in a regular season game like that.
Any other sport? Because I always think, like I was used to Alabama, like they force those coaches right before they go in at half
Yep,
to do the interviews, and it's
tense.
already taking their time,
Yeah.
and it's tense.
And they want
And
to
then
make in-game adjustments, like they need to get in. So they
the
just give
idea
the
of getting them in the game and having them have a just hilarious. No other, I can't think of any other sport that would
Yeah, what
do
other
it.
sport could you do a 10-minute interview while they're
Maybe
playing
cricket,
and
maybe
not
cricket.
break the game?
It's
Doing
exciting.
it, they should do it during the Kentucky Derby, just interview a jockey for 2 minutes while he's running around.
Love it. Uh, Thanks, guys. That I'll try and type up the predictions that people
There's
sent.
still time to get them in. Oh, but there won't be by the time people see this.
People can still send it, but
Yeah,
no,
keep
I'm going to
sending
leave
it.
it open. But I've enjoyed. I know we've been talking a lot of MLB on here, and we'll get back to game talk. But you got me into it. I was a lapsed fan, um, who grew up and baseball was what I loved, but I got busy and games were long and I just let it go. And in this past, last 6 months or whatever, I got a lot more into it and
It's
I
fun.
really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm glad I'm all into it too. And you're collecting some cards too, which is cool.
I need to stop collecting the cards, but it's pretty
Give
fun.
me one more hit.
Oh, no. All right.
Uh, all right. So we'll leave it there. And for those of you reaching out to me about banging on the trash can, we'll talk about that some other time. Oh, and there's one person that said I'm just a homer because I got all these Texas stars here, got a Houston Gamblers. That's not true, and I'll explain myself when we talk about the cheating and nuance. I'm not saying anybody should cheat. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it didn't affect the outcome of the and they didn't do it in the playoffs. And Altuve didn't do it. And they played better on the road. I'll talk about it next time. You didn't say it. I said it. I said it. You said it. All right. Till next week. That's this week in BaseHit.